Hi, in this video I will teach you how to form questions using simple present tense. So when you want to make a question or form a question using simple present tense, you need to know two rules. Rule number one, do plus I, you, we, or they plus verb plus the rest of your question. Rule number two, does plus he or she or it plus verb plus the rest of your question. Here are some examples for rule number one. So before we go to examples, when you want to make questions using simple present tense, for the rule number one, the only thing you have to do, put your do at the beginning of question, then either I, you, we, or they as a subject, plus verb plus the rest of your questions. Here are some examples. Do I need to tell you everything? So as we said, do at the beginning of your question, either I, you, we, they as a subject. Need is your verb. To tell you everything is the rest of your question. Second example is pretty much the same thing. Do at the beginning, you is your subject, like is your verb, ice cream is the rest of your question. Do we need to buy more food? The last example, do they like their new home? These examples are for rule number one. Also for rule number two, we have some examples. So when you wanna form any question using simple present tense, for the rule number two is pretty much the same thing as rule number one. You put your does at the beginning of question plus your subject, either gonna be he, she, it, plus verb plus the rest of the question. Examples of rule number two. Does he know how to play soccer ball? So we put does at the beginning of question. He is the subject. Know how is a verb. How to play soccer ball is the rest of the question. Does she speak English? The last example, does it work? So for the last example is kind of maybe confusing for you, but it is only used for, not only, but mostly used for inanimate objects. Thank you so much for watching.